My topic is BPT and non-functional testing, an incompatible couple or a marriage ready plan. I know that sounds weird, but it happened a year back when I was at one of the client locations, and this guy who was a business analyst was talking to his performance team and explaining the requirements to him. And I was, just listening to the conversation, and I realized there is certain gap in the way they were talking. This business guy was explaining the requirements more in terms of business standards, while the performance testers were responding him in a technical manner. And at the back of my mind, I thought, indeed the problem is true, and why shouldn't I go back and work on this and try and identify a gap that could bridge this gap between business as well as non-functional. So this is the topic, and as it is a wedding season in India, so I was actually looking for a theme for my presentation, and I chose marriage as the theme. So I'll start with the very first example, as I chose marriage as the theme. So Kahani Ghar Ghar Ki is the example. A typical husband and wife are talking to each other on a dining table. The guy says, "Honey, I am hungry. Can you give me some food that is tasty and healthy at the same time?" And the lady replies, "Honey, yeah, I know how to cook pasta. I can add oregano, I can add some herbs, and I'll cook it in a sweet tomato sauce for you, and I'll give it to you. No worries." And when the food comes, this guy tastes the food. He says, well, that's not the food I was expecting. It tastes bland, and it's going to give me acidity." And the woman's mind goes off. She says, "Hey, why don't you cook it yourself?" And that's when this poor guy realizes, I don't know how to cook, and the lady has the last laugh. So I'll take another situation. I'll take this Kahani Ghar Ghar Ki to Kahani office. Let's be more serious. So this is a business analyst, and that's a man with his hands in the pocket of a performance tester. So this guy is explaining the performance testing requirements to him. He's explaining him the application. He's asking him, "I need a quick, fast solution and effective solution to do PT." So again, as the nature of testers are, "Sir, no problem. I'm an expert. I'm a specialist. I know load runner. I know JMeter. I know how to work with protocols, HTTP, FTP, blah blah blah, and I can do it for you." And finally, when the testing is done, this business analyst comes to him and says, "Hey, this is not I was expecting testing to be done. I was expecting a proper workload model to happen. There are 20% users on my search engine. There are 10% users who will be logging in." And again, that guy responds by saying, "Then why don't you do it yourself?" This poor guy realizes, "Yeah, I don't know how to." And the situation remains. So, it's a bad analogy. Plus, my wife is a good cook, and I'm glad she's not here, or else I would have to cook for the rest of my life. So, but the problem sounds familiar. And my question to the audience is, how many of us can relate this problem in our lives? Don't tell me that we are so much afraid of our wives. Come on. Okay. With these examples, it's pretty much evident that there is a gap in the way business users explain their situation or explain the requirements, and the way a technical guy handles it. So no offense is meant. I know there are a lot of business analysts out here, a lot of testers out here. It's just a difference in perception. Nobody is wrong or nobody is at fault. It's just a difference in how they take things, right? And I just took one example out here, which is related to workload modeling. There could be n different examples in performance testing that can showcase this gap of business with non-functional. So with this, I actually chose this topic, and over next few minutes, I'll try and put forward my thoughts on how a business analyst can leverage BPT or business process testing to talk to performance testers. Is it a feasible solution or not? And if it is feasible, then what are the possible approaches one can take? I'll start with some statistics here. There was a survey done by Gartner, and 45% of the analysts said that the way testing is done today does not reflect the end user behavior, and they feel that they should have more participation in testing. Right? And when 45% of the people are telling certain thing, then there is something really going on in the back end, or the demand is changing. Then why is this guy shouting? Why the heck do these BAs need to participate in testing? What is the need for them? Well, I think this guy does not live in a world that knows about the left shift movement. How many of us know about the left shift movement? Almost all of us are working, or we are living in this era, though we might not be familiar with this name, but we are actually practicing it. This is a traditional way of testing, wherein there is a requirement analysis phase, there is a development phase, and then towards end, it's the test development and execution that comes into the picture, or the UAT that comes into the picture. But now the trend has changed. It has moved left. Everything has become, everything has to start early. So test development starts right from the requirement analysis phase. It goes over the design and development phase, and it eventually ends sometime after the development is complete, the UAT is complete, and everything is going on. And this shift is only possible or only feasible only if business analysts participate in testing, because they are the people who know what the end user wants, and they can actually map the end user experience throughout the development and the parallel testing which is going. So rather than performing a UAT at the end and saying, hey, it does not meet my expectations, this is not what the end user wants, isn't it better that they become a stakeholder right from the beginning? They start evaluating, sorry, excuse me for the bad food. They start evaluating the product and the artifacts right from the beginning, saying, stop here, this is not meeting my expectations, or this is not meeting the expectations of the end user, why don't you rework? And their participation becomes more or less. Great. We know what is BPT, right? How many of us know BPT, or business process testing? Great. So many of us know BPT. To those who do not know, I'll start with BPT, or BAs and functional testing. So this marriage of BPT and functional testing happened 4 years back. HP came up with this idea, this approach in the market using HP 2C and 2TP, when an integration was possible, in which the business users could effectively design test artifacts or write test scripts, put them into QC, execute them, understand what the results are, and share them with all the stakeholders. Though in the initial phase, while writing the test artifacts, they definitely need participation from the testing experts who used to code something in the back end. But everything was in the hands, or rather a major part of testing was in the hands of business users. So BPT and functional testing went hand in hand quite smoothly, and with this successful integration, the demand from these business guys have become more. When they say now there is a smooth integration of business and functional testing, why not move beyond, take a step further and integrate, or tell us a way where we can integrate BPT as well as non-functional testing, or performance testing rather, because specifically for this PPT I am talking about performance testing in the area of non-functional testing. So what about non-functional testing? I mean, is it a genuine need? Is it something that we can actually do or not? If you would have come to me and asked this question a year back, I might not have an answer to this query, or I might just have said no. But having worked in this area for quite some time now, I see this marriage is feasible. I have explored certain options which I am going to present here. So yes, we can actually cover BPT for non-functional testing as well. Just a disclaimer, this approach is still in a thought phase, a research phase. There are many parallel lines of thoughts going on. Any inputs from participants or audience out here would be really appreciated. So, as in a marriage, a typical Indian love marriage, it's never smooth. Uh, Boys' parents have their own opinion, the girls' parents have their own opinion, and there are always conflicts. So, it's actually a difference in the psychology of the people who are involved. And the same thing happens when we talk about blending BPT and performance. So, there are, it's in terms of technical as well as the behavioral aspect. And it's very simple to understand. I mean, a business user will talk more in terms of business aspects. He'll say, click here, click there, click on this link, click on that page, go to this page. This is the business flow. While a technical user will start thinking whether it's a HTTP request going in the backend, whether it's a FTP request going in the backend, how is the uploading being done, how is the downloading being done, how would I capture the request, and hence there is a slight conflict in the psychology, and it's therefore a bit difficult to bring them together. However, I have three approaches. When I started exploring, I came up with one approach, then the next, and right now I'm working on the third approach. I'll talk about each of them one by one. The very first approach is leveraging functional approach to do performance BPT. It's none different than the way we are currently doing business process testing for functional testing. So, these are the various components, or these are the business process components that are written with the help of certain keywords. And this is how these components are framed. Just for a small example, people who do not know, login could be one component, and one keyword could be a click, or enter text can be one simple example. Right? Search could be another component. So, automation experts help us writing these components, the keywords, because that needs a bit of coding in the backend. While these components can be dragged and dropped very easily or framed by the business analyst themselves. The next step is these business guys can again drag drop these components, club them together, and create business scenarios as per the need. And finally, to achieve performance objective, they simply can run these scenarios on a cloud infrastructure. I'll just instantiate 50 different machines, and I'll run my test, the business workflow on all the machines simultaneously. So that would eventually simulate the load on my system. Having said that, there is a pros and a cons to it. Of course, it's more representative to an end user. For an end user, anything that comes through a GUI, anything that has a interface to it becomes more representative, becomes more meaningful. But the need for machinery, the number of machines involved, simulation of large user nodes such as 10,000 users, 20,000 users. Though I have seen clients even doing that stuff with the same approach, but that becomes a bit complex. So, I thought, is there some other way I can proceed towards it? And then I explored another way to do it, a possible way, which is protocol approach to performance BPT. It's very much similar to the approach one, with just a single difference, which is that these keywords will be written by performance experts. They won't have any automation logic in the backend, they'll have the performance logic in the backend. So there will be protocol requests, there will be HTTP requests, there will be FTP requests, there will be any other Citrix call, and this could be done very, very easily. I mean, you can use a tool like JMeter, you can use certain proxies like Paris, and write these components very easily. And then the role of business users again starts. They can easily group these components together to frame scenarios and run them on cloud infrastructure to execute tests. It also, another advantage this approach gives us is that you require less machines out here on cloud, because things are not working in a GUI fashion. It's not resource intensive. Calls are going in a silent mode, a non-GUI mode, and hence you can think of generating more load rather in comparison to what we saw in the previous video. But that was not sufficient, guys. I mean, this is not eventually solving the problem. So right now, along with the R&D team is working on a third approach, and it's a hybrid approach. So, alright, I missed a point here. Some pros and cons of the previous approach. Yeah, it would definitely require less machines, since as I mentioned, it would work in a non-GUI fashion. And the cons is it is heavily dependent upon the technical skills. It's not easy to capture the request, create components, create keywords. So your dependency on the technical guys would increase. Finally, the hybrid approach. I thought of working out a way wherein while recording the functional scenarios, why can't I record the backend calls and create a log of them? It's still not implemented. It's in a planning phase, a research phase, and we can easily do it. I mean, if I take example of Selenium and HTTP, sorry, forgot the name, HTML unit or HTTP unit, they can easily go hand in hand, wherein Selenium could be used to drive functional tests through UI, and the HTTP unit can record the backend calls and create a log file for it, right? So I'll have two keywords. We'll work in a dual mode. I'll have two keywords for each test. One would be a functional keyword, and other would be a corresponding performance keyword for it, right? A click request may be automated functionally here, and then the request that goes on click, maybe I'm capturing in this form. So this will go in a dual fashion. It will go in a switching fashion, and there will not be any involvement on the technical guy, because you are just working as a normal functional tester would do. You are just capturing the request in a GUI manner, while all the requests are getting logged in the backend automatically. But that's not all. There is a beauty to this engine that we are trying to bring, a smart platform or a smart algorithm. Now what happens in performance testing is you need to work with different sets of data, right? I mean, plus there are certain dynamic values, session IDs, cookies that needs to be correlated. So we are working on an idea, we are working on an algorithm through which there would be interoperability of data, through which even when I am replacing data in the functional scenarios, it will automatically get replaced to or reflected in my background process. So that way I will be able to achieve simulation of performance test scenarios with different sets of data. So I think that was pretty much on the approach side. So finally, what's the conclusion? I don't have any other way than to conclude it like a Ekta Kapoor soap, daily soap. So this guy and this girl have to move into a live-in relationship for maybe another 6 months, and then I think they'll be happily married forever after. That the marriage is made in heaven.
So just a second. Before we go into any questions, now you can really see where that Bangkok idea came in. Now I know. So any questions, guys?
Right. So that's a part of thought as well. I agree to this. It's a very valid question. We'll have to create an interface that will be collecting data from all these nodes, integrating it, and eventually coming up with a tied up report or a report that will average out all the results. Not LoadRunner. I think JMeter. We can think of extending JMeter capabilities. That's an open source tool. So yeah, I agree to what you said.
Not very closer for the performance, but can LoadRunner be used?
Actually, I thought about it. See, I thought about it. There could be one way that why not write scripts using LoadRunner and BTP components using QTP, and then integrate them and run them together. But then my challenge of technical dependency would remain, and it will become twice. I'll need a QTP expert. I'll need an HP guy, a LoadRunner guy to create these components. So my line of thought is, give some power to a user so that the technical dependency is reduced. But